I chose my mother over my husband as my birth partner, and he's still hurt about it. This happened 3 years ago, but my husband's friend Jake just brought it up again last weekend, so now it's this whole thing all over again. I was 37 weeks pregnant when my doctor said I needed to be induced immediately because my blood pressure was getting dangerous and the baby wasn't growing properly. I was absolutely terrified. This was our first kid, and nothing had gone according to plan. I'd imagined this peaceful birth experience, maybe some music playing, taking pictures afterward. Instead, I'm being rushed into the hospital at 7 in the morning with my husband Mark scrambling to grab our hospital bag. Our hospital allows 2 birth partners, so obviously I picked Mark and my mom. My mom had 4 kids, so she knew what to expect. Mark was excited, but also really nervous. He kept asking the nurses a million questions about every machine and monitor. Everything started out okay. The contractions were manageable, and Mark was being really sweet, holding my hand and trying to distract me with funny stories. My mom was just quietly supportive, getting me ice chips and helping me change positions when things got uncomfortable. But then around hour 6, everything went wrong really fast. The baby's heart rate suddenly dropped and all these alarms started going off. Nurses came rushing in and my doctor looked really concerned. She said the cord might be wrapped around the baby's neck and we might need an emergency C-section. I completely panicked because a C-section was literally my biggest fear. I'd read all these horror stories online about complications and recovery time. Mark took one look at all the machines beeping and just broke down crying, like full-on sobbing, saying he was scared I was going to die, that he couldn't live without me, which obviously made me panic even more. Here I am trying to stay calm for the baby, and my husband is having a complete meltdown right next to me. Meanwhile, my mom grabbed my hand and started talking to me in this really steady voice, reminding me to breathe and telling me everything was going to be fine. The doctor said they needed to move me to the operating room just in case, but only one person could come with me because of space. She asked who I wanted, and without even thinking, I said my mom. Mark's face just crumpled. I could see how hurt he was, but honestly, in that moment, I needed someone who was going to keep me calm, not someone who was more panicked than I was. My mom had been through this before. She knew what to say. Thankfully, I ended up delivering naturally in the OR and avoided the C-section. Our son was born healthy, just a little small, but Mark missed the actual birth because he was stuck in the hallway waiting to hear if we were okay. He never really complained about it directly, but I could tell he was devastated. For weeks afterward, he'd make little comments about how he wished he could have been there, how he felt like he missed the most important moment of his son's life. I felt terrible about it, but I also knew I made the right choice in that moment. I needed support, not someone else to worry about. Everything was fine until last weekend when Jake brought it up at a barbecue. He said if his wife ever chose her mom over him during childbirth, he'd consider it grounds for divorce, that it was the husband's right to be there for his child's birth. Now Mark is all upset again, asking if I would make the same choice today. Honestly, yeah, probably. I needed my mom in that moment, and I'm not sorry about that.